Hi, it's Shannon from Stitch with Schnitz. Welcome or welcome back if you've been following me. It's been a while since I posted, so I thought today what I would do is just kind of an old-fashioned vlog and talk about what's been going on. So, as you could probably tell, my craft room is also my guest room. And over the last 2 weekends, I have had out of town guests. One's kind of an in town guest um, staying. So I've had limited time in my room. I am trying to eventually switch my daughter's room, who has moved out a couple of years ago, to kind of take her room over as a studio for my knitting and crochet. Um, but that's going to be a long-term project. So for now, sometimes I get kicked out, but that's okay because that means I have visitors and having fun. But I was trying when I started this to do 2 videos a week, but it's been a little busy. So I wanted to at least do one a week. And I'm really pushing it this week because it's Sunday. So it's technically the next week and I haven't posted anything. Um, but I thought what I would do is just kind of chit chat about what's been going on and show you a couple of things. Um, so last week I got some results back from an MRI. I've mentioned before that I was, for a couple of years, I've had some neck problems that I was going to PT for, and it was manageable. But then my shoulder started hurting, and last week I found out that I actually have two herniated discs in my neck. So I've had a couple of painful days where I can't really do anything. It hurts so bad from my shoulder up through my ear to my head. And I'm a migraine sufferer, so I had a couple of migraines thrown in there. So it's been crazy, but I was so happy to finally have answers. And I am having a procedure done, nothing super serious. It's not like it's just injecting a steroid into my nerve in a couple of weeks. And I can't wait because I may have a complete full recovery based on that. So I'm so happy that it wasn't something worse. And I have a plan to fix it. So, kind of with that compounded with my guests, I haven't like prepped enough videos to post, but I have been stitching and I wanted to show you a couple of things. In a previous video, talked about I had a scrap scarf that I didn't quite finish last month. However, I did finish it. Kitchener stitched the end of it, and it's rather long. I may show a video later of me wearing it, but you get the idea. It's super long. Um, Loved this project, used up a whole bunch of yarn. My only complaint, and this was my fault, is I should have seamed up the cast on edge first. So if you do this pattern, when you get to the end, if you are going to like not leave it open, leave the stitches on the needles before you do Kitchener stitch. Flip it inside out, weave in your ends, and you're supposed to seam it from the wrong side. So the right sides are together and on the inside. Well, I was thinking, oh, flipping this inside out might be like dangerous on the needles. And I was afraid to do that. So I said, oh, I'll just do this end first. But what happens, you do Kitchener, you get to the end, I can't do it inside out. So whip stitch didn't look good. At least my whip stitch didn't look good. So I just did like a crocheted edge, like a single crochet to seam the two sides together. And I am not loving it because it doesn't match the other side and it's driving me crazy. But hopefully I'll have this flipped around. You won't see it. But if I do this again, that's the order that I will seam it. So that's that. Um, as far as new yarn, I think I've gotten a bunch, but a recent purchase, again, I mentioned Ollie's, which is like like an odd lot store, like when they do a buyout of inventory from stores that close or stuff that's out of season. And sometimes you go in there and it's just like a junk store, but sometimes you find some treasures. And they do have yarn occasionally. I think they bought out a lot of Joann's. And I had mentioned that there was a Juicy Couture, like a ton of it that I bought. And it was $2.99 when I bought it, but it was $4.99 when I went to Ollie's like last week. And I couldn't believe it. But they did have Big Twist Plush, which normally like this like kind of like blankety yarn I never used before I crocheted amigurumi, and now it's like so great for that. So this was only $2.99. I think it used to be like $12.99 in the store. So I got this colorway, which is neon rainbow variegated, and then this pink that's also in it, like the same exact pink in the variegated, and this is called Electric Pink. So I thought for $2.99, I'll grab one of each, and I know I'll find something to make with it. So stay tuned for that. So the other thing, I don't know why, but I know I made a video with the loaf cats. I was obsessed. After I finished the 6-day start blanket that was bulky yarn, I had like random skeins left and I was going to put them back in my bulky bin. And I remembered that in that first video that I did, I really loved the bulky loaf cat. And I just was getting disgusted with myself with all of the little scraps. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and make as many cats as I can. And I couldn't stop because everyone has its own like personality. So cute. So I just started. I have 1, 2, 3. This one has different color on his tail and his face. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold all of these. 4. I finally tried the one that has different colors over his eye. I was kind of afraid of doing this, but I'm glad I tried it. It's kind of a pain, but so worth it because look how cute he is. So that's 4. Oh boy, let's see if we can do this. 5. This guy is a little fuzzier. You can see, look at that little face. He's a little bit smaller because this was like a finer gauge yarn. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the reason this weekend was busy and I had guests was my sister came home. She had Juneteenth off. So, as I've said before, I live in upstate New York. So we went up to Tupper Lake in the Adirondacks. There's a wonderful place there called the Wild Center. And if you haven't been, you must go. It's basically the museum of the Adirondacks. And it's just so well done. If you have kids, so fun. But they temporarily have an exhibit. So as you walk around the grounds on the trails, if I don't know if you've ever heard of Thomas Dambo, who does these giant troll wooden sculptures. I mean, they're huge. They're like 15, 20 feet tall. Um, I I will post a picture of one here from as I took a ton of pictures that day. They look like this. This is a shirt that we got. They all have their own names and their own story, and it was just amazing. So we did that on Friday, and then Saturday we went to New York City for a matinee of. We saw Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order SVU. It's a one-woman show, although it does have audience participation, which was amazing. It's called Every Brilliant Thing. I got a little bag because I need another of the 10,000 knitting bags I have. Um, it was so charming, heartbreaking, funny. It's one of the best shows I've seen on Broadway. It was amazing. She's only there through like July 4th. But if you could go see the show, it just was absolutely amazing. Um, Daniel Radcliffe did the show before her, and I think Tracy Ross Ellis is doing it next. So I would see it with her as well. But Mariska was just so amazing. And speaking of Mariska, she was a huge Knicks fan, and as the entire world knows, the Knicks won the NBA. championship. And so the city on, well, it was yesterday, was a buzz because not only is the World Cup in town, but the Knicks just won. So everyone in New York was like so happy. It was so energized. There were people all from all over the world wearing soccer jerseys and Knicks stuff everywhere. Everyone like so happy. And of course, I had to get a Knicks championship shirt. So exciting. But what a time to be in New York City. I always get energy from New York City. I It's like my favorite, probably my favorite place in the world. I love it so much. So that was a good day. But 2 days in a row of tons of walking and hiking, and wow, I got my steps in the last couple of days. But anyway, going back to the cats, I did two more, but I didn't bring all the stuffing and stuff. So I have one that I have to finish off. And then when I got to the point where I had to stuff it, I didn't want to cut. So I went to the other end of the yarn and started another one. So this should take me a couple of minutes to finish up these two cats. So that brings me to 7 cats that I'm making just to make. So if I ever do a market, I will be selling those cats. I always check to make sure my mic is still on. Um, so other than that, I have been prepping some fun stuff for some July videos. I did some pre-taping or video, I don't know, taping. How old am I? Videoing, I don't know, filming for that. And I've been working on some projects, like testing them out before the videos. So I've been doing that. I had one of my emotional support chickens. I looked on Ravelry. It's so embarrassing. May 1st, I started it of 2025. And I've had it done. All the parts just need to seam it up. And again, one of those things I put down, and seaming that thing, I'm telling you, it's not fun. It's especially on the tail feathers on the end. Wow. It's something that I will always procrastinate. But my sister asked me if I could make one for one of her friends. And I said, ooh, I have one that I just have to seam up. So I seamed her up. I finished her like 5 minutes before my sister had to leave this morning because we were running around and I wasn't bringing my big chicken full of stuffing on the train to New York. So I took pictures of who I was calling Meryl Peep was her name, but the way I was swearing as I was trying to figure out sewing it up, I'm like, maybe we should name her Mother Clucker because oh boy, I forgot how much. I mean, I will continue to make it again and again because it's a fun pattern. It's so cute when it's done, but wow, there are moments. I think I just have to make a bunch to get used to it. So yeah, I don't have her to show you because she's on her way home with my sister. And finally, again, this is going to be just a quick one, just because I didn't want you to think I fell off the face of the earth. Um, I have to catch up with my book blanket. I have let them pile up again. I've been reading up a storm. I don't know what. I don't know if it's book club or what, but yeah, this is my pile. So I'm gonna have to sit down for about an hour or so and just pound out my granny squares to get caught up so I can put these books away because or donate them, which is I like to do to the library. So if you could comment below and let me know if you like just a catch up vlog like this, short, it's short and sweet. But also tell me what projects you've been working on. I know it's summer and sometimes people don't feel like knitting and crocheting in the summer. I love it. Oh, there was a girl on the subway that had some sock yarn. She was making a hat. I almost went over to talk to her, but she had her earbuds in. But I was like, oh, it's so exciting, a young girl on the train. Oh, and I did get to see my daughter as well. My daughter lives in Brooklyn and she has a cat. I guess you'd say grand cat, but that just feels weird because I'm too young to have grandchildren. But her name is Gwen and she's a Cornish Rex. She was rescue. It was a friend who had her, and she was just very stressed out in a house with other cats and a dog. So my daughter and her roommates rescued her. And I finally got to meet her. She's only had her for a couple of months. And by the way, she's doing amazing. As soon as she moved into my daughter's apartment, she relaxed. She was having marking issues and she was licking off her fur and everything. Her fur grew back already. And she just, like, as soon as you walk in the door, she like lays on her back and wants you to rub her belly. She loves rubbing, like she loves touching people. I guess that's something with the breed. But she's a very unique looking cat, but she's adorable and so much personality. So that was very fun yesterday too. So, but oh yeah, I was thinking of my daughter in the subway because the girl that was knitting on the subway, my daughter is a fiber artist. She was a textiles major at design school. Um, Way more talented than I am by a million. But she actually does needlepoint on the subway, and I can just imagine what people are thinking when they're seeing her do the intricate patterns she does. Her work is so amazing. I have to get her permission and show it here sometime. But anyway, let me know what you're working on. Do you knit and crochet in the summer inside the air conditioning, on trains? Where do you knit? Do you still do it this time of year? Let me know. Anyway, I promise I will have more content coming out soon. I don't have any guests that'll be in my little studio. So you should see more of me in the future. So I will see you next week. Happy stitching.